Alrighty, hi everyone, it's Molly Dawnbell and welcome back. So if you're not familiar, a few months ago I bought a Mustang from an auction. And I didn't see her get ridden much before I placed my bet, and in the ring she bucked. She had a big personality, and I obviously spent my money on that. Yeah, I did. Isn't that such a good idea? Anyway, we've got this spicy mare who's a Mustang who's only really been ridden a little bit in flat work, and I bought her. I did. Anyway, I feel like she does have potential. She just needs a hard worker, and I bought her, so I have to be that hard worker. And I've been working a lot with her the past few months, really focusing on her, actually prioritizing our sort of sessions over my other horses, which I know that's cruel. Okay, it's really not, but that's just how dedicated I feel to it. So Dakota is not what you'd call a wild Mustang. She's not wild at all. She's been broken and she's lived at a yard her whole life. I think she hasn't been properly focused on. She's sort of been a little bit of a background horse. She's never been a lesson horse. It's like she got broken. She'd been taught the basics and then sort of just ignored. Like, she was never a rescue, but she has all this potential, and nobody was giving her a chance to show it. So that's where I step in. So obviously she knows flat work pretty easy, but I feel like she has trouble trusting people. I've had a lot of people at our yard try and get pretty close to her and try and even just ride her, because she does have a past in riding, So I didn't get why she wasn't letting anybody ride her without being bucked off or rising every 2 seconds. So for a while, I just sort of spent time with her in her stall. I gave her pets, I gave her treats, I spoke to her because she's a horse, and she just listened. I just spoke about my day, I spoke about my other horses, and I sort of just spent time with her. Not like we didn't have to get any work done. We were just sort of relaxing together, So I spent a lot of my days just hanging out in her stall. And whilst working with her, I've noticed that she's very relaxed in the stall. She doesn't feel like under pressure or anything. She's very kind when she's relaxed. She's really nice. She can be really sweet. But it was like the second we brought her in a school, she just freaked out. And I don't necessarily think it was spooking. It was more like, I don't want to do this. Get off me. We also spent a lot of time at the cross ties, grooming and talking. And I think that kind of brought us closer together, because even just grooming any horse is a really good way to bond. And I really did feel like we bonded really good here. So for a few weeks, this was all we were doing, just grooming, spending time with each other. We never really did any work until we started lunging. This whole process took a little while for her to get into it. For the first few times, she wasn't really feeling up to it, a little bit lazy, a little bit annoyed with me, but she did all right the first few times. This was our first ever day doing it together. I don't think she's never done it before, but she's definitely not been in work in a while. You could just tell she had a weird sort of limp going on, but she wasn't hurt. It was like she just hadn't been in work. And then we got a nice little buck there. We did get a few canters in too. We just came out here to the round pen any day that I was free and I had the time to work on Dakota, and we actually got a lot done very quickly. And she still was figuring it out a little bit. I don't know if it genuinely confused her or she was just being stubborn. I think a little bit of both, since she hadn't been in work quite a lot. And she was throwing little bucks every now and then. She was going off her path. But it was like nothing to write home about. It was just simple little issues that could be fixed. And in time, when we added more tack each time, she did buck less. Obviously, she's not perfect, and she did have a little moment. And it was they just weren't as often. Okay, she did have her moments. That's just what she's like, I suppose. But it wasn't as often, and it did start to slow down. This is where I really think that we made the most progress. It was on this very day. She was listening really well. She was responding well. And she looked really good. The way the way she was moving, she looked great. So we moved on to riding. I got her completely tacked up in all of the tack that she'd ever have to use. I did have a martingale on her, and I did try breastplate too, but we just started off with this first. So I'm going to show you the raw recording of that day where I first what is the word? When I first rode her? God, I'm sorry. I'm not even going to cut that out. I don't care. But yeah, I'm going to show you the raw footage from that, and yeah, enjoy.
All right, Molly, how's she feeling today?
She looks all right.
She look all right, yes. She's not stressed out.
Maybe a little confused.
So you've been working lots with her, haven't you?
Yeah,
yes.
Mostly lunging. And
right, easy, be gentle.
I'm gonna be soft on her mouth.
Easy on her, easy on the reins, okay? All right, just...
I can't even.
Have a soft seat.
I really cannot get her to just...
Be firm with her,
listen.
Okay? I know it's difficult, Molly, but you've really got to try. Don't let her do that. Why don't you just try walk her run, and if she has a little spook, just let her have the spook. But be firm, okay? Don't let her walk all over you, alright? She has a spook, I want you to go no, Dakota, and squeeze, alright, yes. That's lovely, Molly, you've really got her walking on, very good. I want to try trot on. Good, give. Alright, no, sit down, sit back. Don't let Hugh down, Molly. That was nasty, Alden. That was a nasty buck. Well-handed.
So that was not our first ride ever, but that was our first ride after all of our work that we had done. And it could have gone worse. I know she had a few nasty bucks, but having my trainer there really made me feel better. And I wasn't necessarily scared or angry. I was just like, okay, we gotta fix this. We were making progress. We just gotta keep doing that. So now I'm going to show the raw footage from our second ride ever.
Be gentle on the reins, Molly. She's not captain. Doesn't need a lot of that, and in fact she hates it. Very nice form, Molly. Great. You've really got her being really forward, and that's a really good sign. Very good. You're doing really, really well, Molly, but just make sure you're being really soft. Yeah, that will happen. I know it's hard because you really want to be firm to stop that, but that's not working. You really need to do sort of like reverse psychology.
That is just a short clip from that whole ride. It went a lot better than that. Mostly we just did basic flat work, so it wasn't really much to show, but she did have a little spook. I don't know what it was. I can't remember. I think there was a cone on the road just outside the arena. Yeah, pretty stupid, but she's just a horse, But yeah, that whole ride, that was our second, so it was all right for the second. All right, and the next footage is from, I think it was a few weeks, maybe a week and a half after our first one, and we had been riding twice a week.
Right, watch her footing, just because the arena's sludgy. Okay. Really lovely. I want you to try canter up here. Canter. Good girl, Molly. Really, really good. Keep her going on, don't let her stop. She's doing really good. So are you. That was lovely, Molly. Really, really good handling with her. And your seat has really improved on her. You're a bit wobbly at first.
So I'm going to show some other clips I've put together of how some of our rides have gone. Over the course of the time, you can really see that she spooks less, she has less, she acts up less, you get me? So we have made some progress, and I can really see it when I look over my clips, and it makes me feel really good. It's not like we started from like the very beginning, because she had some experience and she had been broken. It was trying to get her back into work, while she also had a big personality, and she's very stubborn as a mule. But yeah.
That's lovely, Molly. She's looking better today. Are you going to get her groomed, her mane? It's looking scraggly, Molly.
Yeah, I am.
Yes, you are. Okay. Now we can really say, Molly, that you two have really come really far, and you fit very well. Stand up, Molly. Click, click, and kick. All right, it's fine. We'll try again. Don't worry. Circle around. No, don't let her do that, Molly. Yeah, all right. Just turn around. All right, jumping's not working out, so we're trying the pose. She didn't like that. She really did not like that. Try her again, Molly. Bring her around and keep her firm in the line. Don't let her turn. You can see she's trying to. Watch her footing. Really good, Molly. Click, Molly, click. She did not like that, Molly. She really didn't. You have to work harder. Come on. I know you can do it, and now you've put it in you. Good go, Molly. That was really good. Very, very good. Kick, kick. Could have done with a bit more leg. She's not liking that. All right, that's a nasty buck. Bring her over
It's
here.
a bad day for her, I think. She's not responding.
We'll give it a go
well.
another day. We'll try next week. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
She's not cooperating, is she? No, she's not.
It's a good idea. I'll try another
All right.
time.
See you next week, Molly. We will try next week. Okay, we're trying this again. Kick and click at the same time. Good girl, Molly.
So that is all of the clips I've got from like the past few weeks. We have been working for a while now, and I don't have an exact timeline since there's been a lot of issues during it, but yeah, that is where we are so far. We're jumping, I think it's only like, I don't even know if it counts, but like it's probably lower than 0.80 meters is what we're jumping. So it's not a lot, I know, but it's a start, and I don't expect to like compete her or something. I really want her to have a purpose. I feel like she's sort of been just hidden away, and she really deserves to show herself off a little bit, you know? So I hope you enjoyed, and you'll see a little bit more of Dakota in my daily vlogs. I love you all. Bye.